Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the 2023 Ford Maverick Lariat. This model is finished off in hot pepper red metallic, and they have an MSRP at just under $33,000. Now we are going to start off today's review with what powers this Maverick, because there are two different engine options. This model here has the 2-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder engine, and that is paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. This pumps out a whopping 250 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. That power sent through the all-wheel drive system, propelling this 3,700-pound pickup truck from 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 22 miles per gallon in the city and 29 out on the highway. Now, as far as the exterior styling goes, in the class of this smaller size pickup, I think this is one of the best looking that is available on the market. As we start up front, you will see the Ford logo, and it's surrounded by 2 bars that actually work their way around the turn signals within the headlight housing. So it's nice to see that integration to pull it towards the middle. The LED headlights and high beams are in the lower section, of course, and then we have the DRL strip just above that. Now there's plenty of cutouts both in the upper and the lower grille, where this does have active grille shutters in the lower section. That entire area is plastic, however. And then for the hood, it looks very similar to other Ford models with the lines that come down both sides. And there's a facade for the trim piece in the upper section there. Would be cool to see it blend in with that middle section there, but I think it has a good front end presence to it. For the side, this has a set of 18-inch wheels with that two-tone design and the multi-spoke pattern. You can see the Lariat trim badge with the body-colored side mirrors, some plastic trim in the lower side skirt tying in with the front and the rear. And this is a unibody truck, so it's not body on frame like every other Ford pickup truck. You'll also notice very crisp lines for the fender arches, as well as in the lower section of that door there. Now for the rear, this has the Ford logo, of course, with the backup camera. Maverick is stamped like every other pickup truck today. We have the LED taillights, and then if you have the towing package, which this model does have, the hitch is currently covered at the moment. It can tow 4,000 pounds. Payload capacity is 1,500 pounds. For this smaller size, almost entry-level style pickup truck, very practical for those smaller jobs if that's all you need to tow or utilize the bed space for. Now with this 4.5-foot bed, it's one of the smallest, of course, that is offered. Ford claims that you can fit 18 4x8 sheets of plywood in the back before you need to make a separate trip. So that's pretty impressive. It is a very deep bed. You do have some hidden storage on both sides, where there's also a QR code. You can scan that to get some ideas for accessories for the bed, and just if you're a first-time truck owner or a user, that will give you some tips on what you can do to utilize the bed to whatever need that you have. Now there's a 12-volt on that passenger side, some tie-down hooks as well. No spray-in bed liner, which you could add later if needed. And then as we work our way to the interior, I'm surprised with the amount of space for this smaller size truck. Now for this door panel, you will notice that we have this brush trim for the grab handle, which has a floating design to it. Pretty cool to see that you can fit taller water bottles in this area, about in line where the water bottle would go. And you can still fit some other items, still grab the grab handle. So it's an interesting design, it gives it a cool look, and it's functional. And then for the interior, we have the two-tone with the blue and the brown for these leather seats. You have more storage up underneath. So I can flip this up, lock it into place, where you have these hidden bins, another QR code to scan if you need some other ideas, and then you can easily lower that back down. Now, I'm 5'10". I am taller than the roofline on this Maverick. It is a low vehicle, and you have to step down into it like you're in a SUV or a crossover style SUV. But I have plenty of room. There's storage pockets, there's some auxiliaries, and right in the middle, we have the armrest with 2 cup holders. We have the sliding rear glass. There's even part of the Bose audio on that C-pillar. So it's not on the door, it's back there, which is an interesting design element. And I have around 4 or 5 inches above my head. Very impressed with the amount of space that Ford was able to get out of this smaller size. Now on the driver door, we still have that keypad, so you can use that. You can use the door handle or the key fob itself. And then we have that same design with all the window adjustments, side mirror adjustments too. For the power operated front seats, you can see they're very similar to the rear, of course. And then we have that step down just like in the back seats. But let's fire this up so we can go over all of the tech available for this. And you will see for the gauge cluster, we have the tach and the engine temperature on the left side, miles per hour and the fuel levels on the right. And then to go through the info in the middle, on this left side, we have cruise control and volume. On the right side, there's Bluetooth as well as voice commands. And then all of these buttons will control this information. So currently this is the favorites just by scrolling through, and you can see this information that is currently selected. By going into select screens, this is all that you saw that popped up. So you can actually configure this depending on what you would like to see in that easy shortcut to get to. If we go back to menu, you can go into audio, your phone, go into some of these settings, even the trailer sway control, driver assistance, and just set that up the way that you would like to. And there's also the display setup, so you can monitor some of this info just depending on what you would like to see. Not a ton of info, but it is nice to have. And then we have the steering wheel, which is covered in solid leather. Now on this left side, you will see the cargo light for the bed, the headlight adjustments, a dimmer switch for the gauges. And then right in the middle, a little bit of storage space above the infotainment system, as well as on the right side, where to me, I don't know what you would really place there. Would be nice to see a larger screen, which Ford might be coming out with. But for this screen here, pretty simple and straightforward. You have audio, phone, any apps that you want to add or adding a device, and then general settings to go into. So that is it for that screen. It's nice that you can at least pair your phone to it, of course, to be able to go through all of that info, and then you have your home screen setting there. Now there's power and volume for the radio as well as tuning. You can also shut this upper screen off if you'd like to. A few other controls are right in the middle. And then this does have the physical buttons for the dual zone climate. You have temperature on both sides, fan speed, where you'd like the air to go, as well as some defrosters. And then there's a 12 volt and some auxiliaries, and then the control for that sliding rear glass. Now at the very bottom, we have some trim accents here, very similar to the seat color, where you could place your phone or some other items. There's also 2 cup holders. And then for the gear selector, if I rotate this clockwise, that will pull up the backup camera. You also have a top-down view if you're backing up to a hitch. You can go into drive, low range, and then park is all the way to the right there, or the left. The electronic parking brake is just behind that. And then for these controls, this has the auto hold or the auto hill assist. There's the engine start stop feature as well as traction control, and then the different driving modes. So depending on how you want to drive this, you have an array of different modes that you can put it into. You will also see the gauge cluster change depending on the mode that you are in. Now there's a little bit of storage both to the side and behind that, as well as the center armrest. And then you have additional storage in the glove box, of course, for all of that info. For the size of this, it is so surprising how open feeling it is. You really don't have any blind spots. You can see all around, which is amazing. And then we have the sunglass holder up top as well as the dome lights. And we are going to put it into sport mode now. So we just need to toggle through all the way back, and here we go. And it seems pretty peppy. Getting on it a little bit more than I just did, and especially in sport mode, it's going to allow those revs to hang out a little bit higher there than in normal mode. So if you need that added pep in your step for this Maverick, you have that along with the other options that I mentioned earlier. So it definitely has an adequate amount of power since it weighs less too. So it's well under the 300 that some of the other larger midsize trucks would have. But as far as driving this $30,000 pickup truck, it's very nice. Over the bridge there, over the bumps, it's what you would expect. Quiet, comfortable. To me, it's kind of more of an economy style pickup truck because it's not cheapened down. It is a lower price point than even the Ford Ranger, but it doesn't feel as cheap as the price would suggest, if that makes sense. We have some very nice materials and trim accents. I'm sure there's some plastic. It's on the dash here. Other more expensive vehicles would have that too. But for this 30 grand, it looks like it's a well put together vehicle, and there's nothing in a sense, cheap about it. We have beautiful seats. We do have some plastic down below here, plastic molding for that storage there, but it's in a nice color, so that kind of makes up for it in a sense. The only thing I will say that I'm not a huge fan of is the size of the screen and what's available. I think Ford is now into their Sync 4 touchscreen system, if I'm not mistaken, and so I think that this vehicle should definitely have that and not this kind of wasted space there over to the right side of it. So maybe we'll see that in the next year model. Maybe we'll see that in the Tremor that is out. I haven't seen that model yet, so it could have that. But aside from that, it's a really nice vehicle to drive. I could see this being a daily driving type of pickup. If you don't need something large, you want something that's going to be a little bit more fuel economy, centered around getting a better fuel economy, and something that's still practical for backseat passengers. I think it's a good blend. If you don't want to off-road in your pickup truck, you don't need to tow horse trailers, something of that size, and you might just have some side-by-sides, four-wheelers, something like that, you know, lawn equipment, whatever you have that's a smaller size like that, or just using the bed space. I think it's a nice new option in the truck world. Maybe you're a first-time truck owner, you're not looking to get something big, you want something similar to the SUV you currently own, you just need that open bed space. Ford did a good job with, I think, this smaller size market. I think there was obviously enough demand to create this model, but I think that's going to wrap it up for the 2023 Ford Maverick Lariat. Once again, huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this truck for me today. Check out their website. Also give the video a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.